So this video, I'm going to rant and rave a little bit. So this is not my usual video. Normally I talk about things that happen in the news and give my take on it. This one I'm going to rant a bit. So if you're here for news, then this is not the video that you're looking for. I've talked about this a long time ago. I've written a book on this. The whole idea that subordination or whatever, placing somebody, you think is above you is necessary for learning is so stupid. And it frustrates me because it's got nothing to do with it. I mean, you can observe this. You can see people who are, submissive, subordinate, whatever. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they learn anything, and then vice versa. You get people who learn a lot that aren't subordinate, that aren't submissive, because they actually use their head. They actually process information, rationally, right? They get information, they process it, say, okay, how can I apply it? But yet people still, to this day, I mean, even with the internet, with the ability to pull information instead of having this monoculture where everything is pushed, when you got, like an oligopoly of news and publishing companies that push information like it was pre-internet, you have the ability to pull information off the internet or, from other sources. I mean, you get the library, but nobody uses that anymore. So, and then there's also, because of the internet, by extension, smaller businesses are able to thrive, and you get smaller publishing companies that can publish books that the big publishing companies won't touch. So you pull information off that way. And yet people still demand like some authority figure to tell them what to do, or you get people who think of themselves as an authority figure for whatever reason, right? Their ego, maybe, I don't know. They have a sense of pride that isn't based in reality. And it just drives me nuts. People still make this connection. You have to be a subordinate to learn anything, which is absolutely like insane, and it frustrates me because it's actually a de-evolving. You're de-evolving into something closer to an animal. Whereas a human, a man, is rational. He processes information independently for his own use. So, and like I said, it frustrates me. It's something that I've experienced recently. And I was accused of all sorts of things. There's all things that are, quote, wrong with me because I wouldn't just subordinate myself to other people. I wouldn't just, I had to independently take information for my own use, and I was told that I had an ego problem. So, so screw those people. At the end of the day, you're responsible for yourself, okay? So if you want to talk about learning and developing yourself, at the end of the day, that is your responsibility, okay? That's not anyone else's. That's why it's important for you to independently think for yourself and not just have information pushed on you. So there's a lot of things I want to say to these people. The problem is that they're not interested in that. They want to continue to believe the stupid crap that they have in their head. So anyway, I want to vent that out and get that off my chest. Not that anybody ever watches my videos anyway, but for the handful of people that do, this is a rant. And so anyway, I got that off my chest.